Actually, I also forgot. This is by chance.
That's by chance?
Nakalimutan mo din. Nakalimutan din pala niya. So, okay lang. Pero buti bright yung kanya.
Nagkataon.
Hindi, pero hindi. Mabilisan lang ha.
Pero ano sinasenyas mo? Ano ba sinasenyas mo?
Yung kay Rendon Labador? Hindi, kasi sabi mo, bakit may reaction ng ganon? Si Rendon kasi, viral yan di ba? Na persona non grata siya sa Palawan. So mixed reactions. Kasi he's a fitness, siya yung na persona non grata sa Palawan So kaya yung iba, nagne-negative yung comments kay Rendon.
Clueless ako.
Very controversial, influencer.
Pero fit talaga siya. He can help nga. Tama din naman yung point niya na kailangan fit yung mga pulis. Para sabi nga ni Sean, mahabol mo yung magnanakaw.
I guess it's a way
diba?
to get back his currency.
Yeah,
Yes.
maybe. Let's see. And he's doing it for free, diba?
Pero siya din yung 100
dapat
It's his
naman.
Redemption arc.
Anyway, thank you. Happy weekend.
Happy weekend, guys.
Happy weekend.
Thank you.
Happy weekend.
Ingat kayo. What a great show again this week. Thank you once again to the ladies of the big story, to Sester Lot, to Sean Yao, and to Pauline Versosa, as always, giving us the great primetime newscast on One News. On our show, we've got the Indiana Pacers forcing the best two words in sports. Game 7.
Thank you.
Apat na. Game 7.
Thank you.
4 words na yun. As they beat the Oklahoma City Thunder in Game 6 of the NBA Finals. Plus, we've also got the latest from the quarterfinals of the PBA Philippine Cup.
And we take a look at Onic Philippines' preparations for the Mobile Legends Bang Bang tournament of the upcoming esports World Cup.
I'm Andre Felix.
And I'm Cheska Tuncalo.
And here's tonight's play-by-play.
Ramiro, the show by Mamoy leaves it. Dribbles, puts it on. Unbelievable. Gemma on the left side. Oh, the pass! Stuck in another one. Bacunas rejecting Estevo for the
For the first time since 2016, the NBA Finals is going to a Game 7.
Thank you.
Thank you, basketball gods. The Indiana Pacers pushing the championship series to a decider after a dominant Game 6 win at home over the Oklahoma City Thunder, 108-91. Pacers were just in control here. Backup guard TJ McConnell scored 8 points, made hustle plays in the second period, then sparked a run that broke the game wide open. The crucial contest was basically over after the third period, when Ben Shepherd beat the buzzer to give Indy a whopping 30-point advantage heading into the fourth. Obi Toppin led the Pacers' balanced attack with 20 markers, including 4 triples off the bench. The finals will now move back to Oklahoma City one last time for that winner-take-all Game 7 for all the marbles. And that will be on Monday, 8 a.m. Philippine time. Now let's listen to Pacers head coach Rick Carlisle breaking down his squad's dominant win in Game 6.
We played better. You know, we were in where we should be most of the time. Well, a lot more than we were in Game 5. And we were stronger with the ball. We had some that weren't great ones, but when we made a mistake, we bounced back well, and that's what you got to do this kind of time of year. You know, we're playing the best team on the planet. I mean, they have proven that in the entire year, and we have got to play at such a high level for us to have a chance. And so we did better tonight. TJ's a big part of what we do, but you know, everybody was tied together. You know, and that's how it's got to be. And you know, from the standpoint of rebounding, we did better. We did better with the turnover count. You know, and all that stuff's going to get tougher on Sunday.
Everyone came to play for the Pacers in the victory, including their injured floor general, Tyrese Halliburton. The 25-year-old guard bucked a calf strain and tallied 14 points and 5 assists in almost 23 minutes of play. Hallie was instrumental during Indiana's decisive runs in the 2 middle quarters. Thanks to the early blowout, Hallie was able to rest and sit out the entire fourth period. Hallie's availability for the match remained unconfirmed hours before tip-off as the Pacers awaited results of an MRI test. After the game, Hallie spoke about the treatment he's been getting for his injured leg.
Went to hyperbaric chamber, got an MRI, had a meeting with a couple specialists and my agents in the organization, and then the next day more treatment at the gym, more stuff at the gym. Tried to get some shots yesterday, and then just around the clock, at hyperbaric again. Then Carl and Justin, been at my house, coming and putting the H-wave on me and doing a bunch of treatment that way. I was trying to, and then this morning, hyperbaric again. Usually not a game day hyperbaric person, but I was trying to give myself the best shot that I could coming into today. And then just more H-wave, more treatment at the house. There's just, we got a lot of people who, take care of me. And we have an elite medical staff. So it's been really good to have those guys, at my house helping however they can. My family's been on me. They call me and they're like, "Are you doing treatment right now?" I'm like, I'm about to play the game. Like, put something on your leg, So my family's been holding me accountable at the same time.
We've got more on the NBA Finals later on the show, but for now, let's go to some playoff updates. This time in our local league, in the PBA, the San Miguel Beermen have dethroned defending All-Filipino champions Meralco Bolts in the Philippine Cup quarterfinals. San Miguel quickly raced to a double-digit lead in the first quarter to take control of the match. Meralco was able to make it interesting, though, in the third through a series of short spurts, some short runs. But the Beermen answered with a 10-2 rally to start the fourth to keep the Bolts at bay. Final score here, 108-97 in favor of the top-seeded SMB. Best player of the conference frontrunner, Junmar Pardo, led the way with 23 points, 15 big rebounds, and 4 big blocks. Wami Tiongson and Don Croliano chipped in 19 markers each. Chris Banquero tried to pace Meralco with a game-high 32 points in a losing cause. San Miguel is the first team to enter the semis, and they will face the winner of the matchup between Barangay Ginebra San Miguel and the Converge Fiber Xers in a best-of-7 series.
The bench did a good job in our game because they were able to sustain the energy and focus of the team. And you can see it naman the composure is really there. And then after leading by as many as I think 16 or 18, they cut it down to 2 points, but were able to get back because of this team is really thinking of this playoff na we will get after ng elimination against Meralco, and it's all about pride because we know na in the last championship, the All Filipino, Meralco beat us, and then we redeem ourselves from that loss. And then in the last conference, we never get into the quarterfinals. Now we're in the semifinals. I think it's a good achievement. But we're preparing for this conference to get all the way through the finals and eventually win the championship. But it's a long shot because in the next bracket, it could be Converge or Ginebra.
Barangay Ginebra San Miguel and the Converge Fiber Xers are going head-to-head in tonight's second quarterfinal matchup. It was a game of runs early on, with Converge taking the lead at the end of the first 26-21. But Ginebra would come right back and pull ahead behind the efforts of Stephen Holt and RJ Abarientos. At halftime, it's 49-41 for the Gin Kings. The second half is currently ongoing. Ginebra holds a twice-to-beat advantage in the quarterfinals, but Converge hopes to force a do-or-die match on Sunday. Coming up, mobile journalist Amy Atienza takes us to the Onic Philippines boot camp as the team prepares for the Mobile Legends Bang Bang tournament of the Esports World Cup. That report and more when Play-by-Play returns.
Lahat po ng mapapanood ninyo sa susunod na mga eksena ay fake. Tandaan nyo po yan.
Ngayon, sobrang dali na gumawa ng fake na video. Muka, boses, pwedeng gayahin. Parang totoo, pero hindi.
Yung fake videos, pwedeng gamitin yan para manghingi ng OTP, password, o mag-spread ng maling impormasyon. Gaya nito.
Bro, legit to. High return in just 3 months. Wala kang gagawin.
Oh, boss, bayad ka. Minimum lang 50,000, may 100,000 ka na bukas.
Oops, fake lahat to. Pati kami FAK.
Nanalo ako. Pero kailangan daw ng 1,000 pesos. Tsaka OTP. Anong OTP?
Inday, na-aksidente si sir. Nasa ospital. Karon dayon nagpadala og kwarta.
Unsa? Ay, fake pala ako. Pati itong buong eksena.
Good morning po. May promo tayo ngayon. Tataasan natin ang credit limit ninyo.
Alright.
Pakisend po ng picture ng credit card nyo.
Oops, fake to.
Ingat tayong lahat sa fake. Gaya namin.
Lahat kami dito fake.
Pakipadala ng email address at phone number. Oops, fake ako.
Sorry, tita. Fake ako.
Ow, I miss you.
Sorry. Fake kami.
Gagawa ko ng batas na lahat ng senior high school students kailangan mag-necktie.
Bakit po necktie, sir?
Sa ikauunlad ng bayan, neckties ang kailangan. Ay, fake pala ako. Pati itong press con.
Fake news and fake videos will become an even bigger problem. Pati lahat ito fake.
Ang nakakagulat, sobrang dali na gumawa ng video gamit ang AI. Sobrang galing na nito at gagaling pa.
Ang good news, mukhang mas madaling gumawa ng AI-generated video kesa magpaloko, kahit gano'ng kagaling pa yan.
Lalo na kaming mga kabataan ngayon, hindi na kami basta-basta maluloko.
Hindi mo kami maluloko eh.
And we're back. Thank you for joining us here on Play by Play only on One News. Again, going back to our top story today, the Indiana Pacers and the Oklahoma City Thunder set to go the distance in the NBA Finals. That's after the Pacers blew out the Thunder in Game 6. It was the Thunder's worst loss of the series so far. And it comes after they won back-to-back matches to move on to the verge of a title entering today's crucial match. After giving up the lead midway through the first quarter, OKC struggled to keep in step with a reinvigorated Indiana squad. The Thunder turned the ball over a total of 21 times. They also had one of their worst shooting performances this postseason, hitting just 26% from beyond the arc. Here's OKC head coach Mark Daigneault with his take on their devastating defeat.
You know, I want to give Indiana credit for the way they defended, the way they competed in the game, the way they played all the way around. You know, they had a lot to do with it. And there was stuff that I thought we could have controlled that could have been better. So we have to own that. We'll look at it. We'll learn from it like we always do. And then we got to obviously be much better going into Game 7. Obviously, the turnovers in the first half, you know, that's uncharacteristic for us to turn it over like that. That led to fast break points. I thought that's what ignited them. And it was, a lot of it was an offensive issue, you know, tonight, and especially in the first half. I just thought we were really stagnant. I thought some of that was, like I said, the way Indiana played. You know, there's two teams out there, and they deserve a lot of credit for how they played tonight. So we'll look at it, learn from it, figure out what we need to do to be better, and we're going to go out there and execute it in Game 7.
After scoring a total of 67 points in OKC's Game 4 and 5 wins, Jalen Williams went cold in Game 6. The All-Star swingman was active in the early goings, highlighted by a couple of impressive rim attacks. But as the Pacers rallied, Williams started to slow down as well. In almost 27 minutes of action, J-Dub ended up having just 16 points on 6 of 13 shooting, to go with 3 rebounds, an assist, and 3 turnovers. After the game, Williams talked about his resolve to do better in the decider.
The human element didn't creep in for me until we got blown out. So I didn't start thinking about Game 7 until we walked off the floor, or like really like when the game was kind of out of reach. But I think we had the right mindset coming into it. I think there was different things that we didn't do in the game well that hurt us. But closing out in the finals is different from playoff game because it's like it's the end of the season. You know what I mean? And you play for so long that it just has more weight to it. Obviously, you want to win a championship, and you don't want it to feel like it was all for nothing. So that's been the biggest difference between like closing out now as opposed to like a Denver series or Minnesota. And I feel like they probably felt that way too. Like for them being down 3-2. knowing that your season's like on the line and you're in the finals just has more weight to it. I'm just going to go into this next game and try and play hard and play better than what I did tonight. And wherever the chips fall, they fall. But I'm not going to go after this game and think like, oh, I didn't play hard or, whatever the case may be. Just relishing the opportunity.
A historic championship calls for a historic finish. You can watch Game 7 of the 2025 NBA Finals on NBA TV Philippines, on One Sports, and on RPTV. You can also stream the game for free. Again, for free on the Pilipinas Live app. Just download the app. Now let's move on to volleyball. Las Pilipinas men are looking to end their 2025 ABC Nations Cup campaign on a positive note. The national men's volleyball team will face familiar foe Thailand in the 9th to 11th classification round. Their match begins later at midnight Philippine time. Alas men fell short of a quarterfinal berth after finishing third in Pool C. They lost both their matches in the first round against Pakistan and then Chinese Taipei. Despite the setback, the Philippine squad remains determined to make the most of their remaining matches. Alas men hope to repeat their thrilling 5-set victory over the Thais in the recent Alas Pilipinas Invitationals.
Meantime, the PVL goes on tour beginning this weekend in Ilocos Sur. The first stop, Vegan City, with 2 sets of doubleheaders at the Chavit Coliseum. Action starts on Sunday, June 22 at 4 p.m. with the Akari Chargers taking on the Signal HD Spikers. Then at 6:30, it's the Capital One Solar Spikers battling the Creamline Cool Smashers. On Monday, June 23, Signal returns to face Capital One at 4 p.m. Then capping the trip off will be Creamline, clashing with Akari in the nightcap at 6:30 p.m. Ahead of the tour, the Solar Spikers have loaded up their roster with 5 new faces. They are Casey Galdones from Petrogas, Rachel Estero from PLDT, Jerry Lee Malabanan from Signal, and Nika Yandok and Wypril Tapia, both from Zeus Coffee. The players are expected to make their Capital One debut against Creamline and Signal. Coming up, seasoned vets lead the charge for the Filipinas in the AFC Women's Asian Cup qualifiers. But 2 notable names have been left out of the squad. Find out who made the cut when play-by-play returns. Stay with us.
Lahat po ng mapapanood ninyo sa susunod na mga eksena ay fake. Tandaan nyo po yan.
Ngayon, sobrang dali na gumawa ng fake na video. Muka, boses, pwedeng gayahin. Parang totoo, pero hindi.
Yung fake videos, pwedeng gamitin yan para manghingi ng OTP, password, o mag-spread ng maling impormasyon. Gaya nito.
Bro, legit to. High return in just 3 months. Wala kang gagawin. Oh, boss. Bayad ka. Minimum lang 50,000. May 100,000 ka na bukas. Oops. Fake lahat to. Pati kami FAK.
Nanalo ako. Pero kailangan daw ng 1,000 pesos. Tsaka OTP. Anong OTP?
Inday, na-aksidente si sir. Nasa ospital. Karon dayon nagpadala og kwarta.
Unsa? Ay, fake pala ako. Pati itong buong eksena.
Good morning po. May promo tayo ngayon. Tataasan natin ang credit limit ninyo.
Alright.
Pakisend po ng picture ng credit card nyo.
Oops. Fake to.
Ingat tayong lahat sa fake. Gaya namin.
Lahat kami dito fake.
Pakipadala ng email address at phone number. Oops, fake ako.
Sorry, tita. Fake ako.
Ow, I miss you.
Sorry. Fake kami.
Gagawa ko ng batas na lahat ng senior high school students kailangan mag-necktie.
Bakit po necktie, sir?
Sa ikauunlad ng bayan, neckties ang kailangan. Ay, fake pala ako, pati itong press con.
Fake news and fake videos will become an even bigger problem. Pati lahat ito fake.
Ang nakakagulat, sobrang dali na gumawa ng video gamit ang AI. Sobrang galing na nito at gagaling pa.
Ang good news, mukhang mas madaling gumawa ng AI-generated video kesa magpaloko, kahit gano'ng kagaling pa yan.
Lalo na kaming mga kabataan ngayon, hindi na kami basta-basta maluloko.
Hindi mo kami maluloko, AI.
Gayunpaman, there are people we care about who can fall for this.
Welcome back. You're watching Play by Play on One News. Onic Philippines is one of the country's strongest contenders in Mobile Legends Bang Bang for the Esports World Cup in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. And the team is hungrier than ever to prove that they belong with the world's best. Mobile journalist Amy Atienza brings us inside Team Onic's preparations in this exclusive report.
Puso at galing, lakas ng Pinas. Yan ang gustong ipamalas ng Onic Philippines sa paparating na Esports World Cup. Pero kamusta na nga kaya ang koponan? Halina at tingnan natin ang pag-ensayo ng Team Onic. Welcome to the Onic Bootcamp.
Upon entering Onic's bootcamp, you can already feel that they're hungrier now more than ever. The team is one of the country's strongest contenders in the Mobile Legends Bang Bang tournament of the Esports World Cup 2025, especially since they're coming off winning the M6 World Championship. But they did have a fair share of heartbreaks, which included losing to Team Liquid Philippines in the MPL Philippines Season 15 Grand Finals. In a Onic PH exclusive, Onic says they're eager to climb back to the top.
Kaya sulitin na yung mga ganitong, kasi minsan lang mabigyan ng opportunity na ganito. Tulad before na sa amin, individually na hindi kami nakakapasok ng mga international.
Aside from that, Onic is also excited to learn more about other teams, particularly in the world stage.
Excited po kami pag-aralan yung mga meta nila, tapos yung mga adjustments po namin para sa EWC kasi natalo po kami ng MPL S15, tapos yung nga po parang na-recognize naman po namin yung mga errors namin doon, tsaka yung ano pa yung mga dapat ibaon namin din para sa.
And as they embody greatness, they show the heart for the game.
You're not always up. May mga times nasa baba ka. And thankfully dito sa team na to, if sabihin natin Dwayne is having a bad day, hindi siya yung nagiging puso ng team. So someone else will step up. Ayun nga, matitibay kasi talaga ng mga to. And yung pag-chase sa greatness nandyan eh. And hindi sila, kumbaga, yes, napapagod physically, pero again, naiintindihan ng lahat na marami pa kaming gustong gawin.
The team's bond and passion are undeniable, and that could be their biggest assets coming into the Esports World Cup. Despite the pressure, Team Onic will push forward through their hard work, dedication, and of course, their love for their fans. That's exemplified by this special treat to their followers.
Sa mga supporters namin sa Sonics, thank you so much sa pag-support sa amin. Magpapalakas pa kami para mabawi kami sa EWC. Tapos huwag niyo kami kalimutang supportan at panoorin sa EWC. Kita-kits!
The Esports World Cup will begin next month in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Mobile journalist Amy Atienza, we are One News.
Meantime, several schools welcomed the FIBA Women's Asia Cup trophy as its three-day Philippines stop wraps up. The trophy reached UAAP member schools such as the De La Salle University, the Ateneo de Manila University, the National University, the University of Santo Tomas, and the University of the Philippines. These are the schools of current Gilas women players and prospects. Administrators and the women's basketball teams from each school were able to get a closer look at the Asia Cup trophy. This year's Women's Asia Cup will take place from July 13 to 20 in Shenzhen, China. The Philippines is in Group B with Australia, Japan, and Lebanon. Gilas women need a top 6 finish in the 8-team tournament to enter the 2026 Women's World Cup in Germany.
We're so happy na binigyan kami ng ganitong opportunity na makapagpa-picture sa trophy, and of course we're so blessed sa mga tao na sumusuporta din sa amin. I'm so excited na to compete with the other team, of course international. And siguro isang motivation na sa paglalaro namin is ito na, parang dito na kami, malapit na kami. So kumbaga ito na yung opportunity, hindi na namin sayangin yung mga opportunity na dumadating sa amin. And of course we'll do our best.
I'm feeling excited and grateful sa mga opportunities na dumarating sa akin and sa team. And sana dumagdag pa ito. I think it really helps din sa mga bata na nakakanood ng women's basketball sa mga TV nila na magpursige. Parang naisip nila siguro na hindi lang pala yung men's basketball yung nakakarating iba't ibang bansa to play basketball, pero pati rin yung women's. Yeah.
Obviously, after Game 6 today, it was a blowout win, so we'll get highlights from Game 6 of the NBA Finals. What a game, well, for Indiana Pacers. But let's start with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Roll it. Here's Holmgren against Pascal Siakam using the lift, the smooth finger roll by the 7-footer against Spicy P, who's an elite defender. Take a look at this move again by Chet, smoothly to the hoop with that lefty. But Chet was nowhere to be found here in this game. Non-factor, he only finished with 4 points, 6 rebounds in the Thunder loss. And as you remember, he scores big when they win. Okay, winning side time. Let's go forward to the Pacers side. Halley against Caruso, cross you over. 3, bang, bang, bang. Gainbridge Fieldhouse, loving the 3 from Halley. Yes, doubtful. He had a cap straight. No problem for Tyrese as he launches that. Hits the bullseye on the 3. Big game. Halley, 14 points, 5 assists to help the Pacers get the dub and extend the series to a Game 7 in OKC. Okay, next play. How about another long shot, this time from Ben Shepherd to beat the clock in the 3rd and extending the Pacers' lead to 30 at that point to end the 3rd quarter. Basically over for this game. Ben Shepherd, big 3, logo, lets it fly, bullseye. He's also been big off the bench. Shepherd, 7 points, 5 rebounds. Good contribution off the bench for Coach Rick Carlisle. Up next, Spicy P, this time in a starring role. Siakam bulldozing, falling down, and some way, somehow, was still able to put that up against Lou Dort. Lou Dort, not a pushover, big built like a tank, but Spicy P was still able to go down and still put that shot up and in. I don't know if you've seen that viral photo of Spicy P looking like he was possessed early on. Maybe that helped too. By the way, he was a man possessed here. 16 points, 13 boards. Also starred in the best play of the final play of the night. Let's roll it. Okay, Jalen Williams stolen away by Halley. 1-on-2 break. Dort on the chase. No look. Spicy P. Woo, with a facial on J-Dub. Take a look again. Halley loves it. Open court. Finds Pascal Siakam on the other end. Posterizing J-Dub there. Pacers beat the Thunder. Game 6, 108-91. Yes, we do have a Game 7 NBA Finals. First time since 2016 when the Warriors hosted the Cleveland Cavaliers. And we all remember Cleveland winning their first chip there in a long time. And we'll tip off on Monday, making history, by the way. LeBron James, remember Cleveland, this is for you, remember that. Okay, but by the way, Game 7 will be on Monday, Oklahoma City, 8 a.m. That will be June 23 na yun, huh? June 23. That will be Monday, Philippine time, 8 a.m. Tune in. Check.
Love the Indiana experience with Meta World Peace in the house with the Malice at the Palace throwback, plus the Hoosiers clip that they showed. All right, before we go, we want to tell you about the 26 players that will represent the Philippines in the AFC Women's Asian Cup qualifiers. The lineup of the Philippine women's national football team was announced earlier this season, and it features key holdovers from the team's historic 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup run, including Olivia McDaniel, Angie Beard, Haley Long, Quinley Cazada, and Jacqueline Sawicki. Notably absent, however, are Katrina Guiu and Sarina Bolden. Both have been sidelined by injuries. The Filipinas opened their campaign on June 29 against first-time participant Saudi Arabia. Then, they will play Cambodia on July 2 and Hong Kong on July 5. Only the top team in each group will advance to next year's AFC Women's Asian Cup. So, good luck, Filipinas. We are all rooting for you.
Oof, what a week in sports. But again, Game 7 on
Thank
Monday.
Thank you so much.
Daming nangyayari, kaya masaya talaga to be a sports fan, especially this time of the year. That's all from us tonight, the whole week. By the way, catch us again on Monday, 8:30 p.m. By that time, may champion na yun sa NBA Finals because 8 a.m. Philippine time, Game 7 in OKC. And that's it for us for a play-by-play of today's top sports stories.
Play-by-play is on One News, that's Signal TV, Channel 8 on SD, and Channel 250 on HD. We are also available on Signal Play and Pilipinas Live.
I'm Andre Felix.
And I'm Shaska Litungkalaw. Thank you for watching. Good night and happy weekend!
Woo!